Alright, Speedromizer community, we are all set for our final run of day 1 with Resident Evil 3 Remake. Hot dog, let's go.
Hello. That's a great introduction. Hello, I am Veyron, and I'm going to be running Resident Evil 3 Hot Dog %. Essentially, what we're going to do is use the knife called the Hot Dogger for the entirety of the run. I am joined by my teacher, Amalgamane.
Hello, hello. I am Amalgamane, or Amal for short, she, her, and you're going to be blessed with a beautiful knife-only run of a Resident Evil game.
Oh, yes. And just to check before we start, I set the costume so we got the stars gear for Jill and classic hair for Carlos. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Awesome. And as you can see, he finally has some fashion sense.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start with assisted difficulty. I'll make it easier to get through the whole run. And time will start now.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
We need to wash our face, so we go to the bathroom. But it was just a dream.
Because why would we face Apocalypse without a fresh face?
Precisely. Turn the light on so you can actually see what we're doing. And here we go. What this does is show the real estate of Raccoon City right before everything goes wrong.
But it's good to know the phones work.
Yes, very true.
And
Run through the holes.
what just happened while Veyron's running here is, like the name of the game, our friend Nemesis is coming after Jill here, and we're trying to escape the apartment.
The residents really are evil.
In more than one way.
Roll credits.
They said the name,
Roll the
they
credits,
said the
Mike.
name.
Okay, go down the stairs. There's a ladder. Never mind.
There was a ladder. The good news here is that even though it looks pretty scary, as long as you keep Jill running through, Nemesis won't get you there. It's one of those more of those pressure moments that horror likes to give us.
Very true. And there is Brad. He's another ex-Stars member, just like Jill. Because after the mansion incident, not the Scarlet Devil mansion, no, not Toho, the Spencer mansion, they both quit Stars. At least I believe that's how the law works.
Yes, that is correct. After they survived the incident at the first mansion, they try to tell everybody that something's going wrong. They do a bunch of, and they being the city and the other cops try to frame them as the bad guys, and they end up leaving. And now we're following what they can be able to do to try to save the city.
Yep.
That darn cheap irons.
Yes.
We've unfortunately had to say goodbye to Brad. Justice with Brad.
That last cutscene there, for those who don't play Hot Dog %, is actually where you get pistol. So that way, as you're playing casually, or if you're going through this at any other category, you're gonna need that pistol to help to defend yourself.
I'm going to keep the pistol with me, not to actually use, because for the attack sequences with the Hot Dogger, switching between the weapons at a constant speed will basically give you multiple attacks, so it's like doing the same attack over and over and over again. But I will never use this pistol.
The nice little handy little trick that you can use. I believe it works better on PC than it does on console.
Yeah. I am playing on console, so it is going to be a little trickier, but I will do my best.
Problem.
And now we're playing Forza.
Yes. Except this time, we get to do a little bit of a destruction derby here.
So it turns into Wreckfest.
Good news, we escaped. We get to behold even more fashion with Nemesis as we have the beauty of Carlos save us once again.
Nemesis would be a great catwalk model.
Yes, he loves to shout storms the whole time.
Very true.
He's got those smoking good looks.
Especially from the hot dogger, because you get lots of smoke from this special knife.
Oh, yeah.
Nemesis is all about catching that smoke.
I suppose you could say we'll have a flaming good time. And as you can see, Jill is complaining to the bricks about how Umbrella started everything. And Carlos will Falcon kick the door open. Doing that aiming thing, it helps us go up and down stairs slightly faster. So we will use that to our advantage. I'm also dashing a lot. Because when we get to the cutscenes, dashing will start the cutscene a bit faster.
And this game was the first of the Resident Evils that actually introduced a dodge system. Normally you have to dodge in all Resident Evil games by either running in circles or making the zombies miss you. In this game, if you tap, I believe it's the right bumper, I want to say, on the console, you can dodge, and if you do it at a frame perfect amount, you will get that little glow effect that you saw earlier, which is called a perfect dodge, enabling you to be able to slow down time and either get more attacks in or give you a little bit of a breather room to plan your next move.
Precisely. And we have our beloved hot dogger right there. It is glowing.
Now it's ready to go because it's bright, bright red.
Anyone who wants to have a hot dog, feel free to. Very appropriate. And dodge! Just like that.
And that's one of the game's, at least this run's mechanics, that we're going to use and abuse to its finest, because zombies hurt Jill if she gets grabbed, and we don't want that. So we're also going to need to make sure that we keep her alive as long as possible.
So, otherwise that can happen.
I will say, as a speedrunner of the classic Resident Evil 3, the dodge mechanics in this version significantly better than classics.
Definitely. One thing that you will do, and you will notice on the remake here, is that you can dodge and get yourself checkmated into another zombie attack. So if there are groups of zombies, what Veyron has to do is try to plan where he dodges, so that way he doesn't end up dodging into the arms of another zombie.
And the good thing is, because this is assisted difficulty, health will restore itself slightly over time.
Correct.
Meaning that any health items I do collect are for the boss fights later on. And
there's
there's a fire in our car.
A little bit of lore for those who are interested in learning this game or any Resident Evil game. That tactic that Veyron is using to go up the stairs a little bit more quickly is actually called stair skating. The reason why they call it stair skating is because you make the animation of the character look like they are using roller skates upstairs.
Honestly, a Resident Evil game where you skate the whole time would be awesome.
I would not put it past Capcom to do something like that.
And dodge the dog's attack. Because I think Jill has had enough with zombie dogs.
Yes, there are zombie dogs in this and pretty much every Resident Evil, and you're going to be seeing one of my least favorite enemies in this game.
I know exactly what you mean. Warning for those who don't like spiders.
Yes. And or things that have, I'll call, sucking motions, animations, or similar sound effects.
So if you don't like any of these things, you should probably watch some other... You should watch Garden Trills again, because that has none of it.
Yes, completely polar opposite feeling than this game. But for those who are still interested in looking, we will tell you when it is time that you could be able to look back after that. What we'll call lovely juicy bits.
Okay, you should probably start looking away just about now.
Yes.
Good thing that pole censored the remnants of the parasite.
Yes. While you're going through here, I'll tell everybody a little bit about those parasites. Not only are they super nasty, they can pretty much infinitely regenerate inside of this area. So Veyron's making it look pretty easy with being able to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge through all of these monsters. They will try to parasite you again. It's not very fun, but the good news is that because we're playing unassisted, they will go down in just a couple swipes of that fancy knife.
And even if the parasites do end up staying, I have some herbs to heal myself.
We have to hit 4 of these little switches, because this is what will power up the train to get us out of Raccoon City.
And here's the 4th one. And just no more, please. Okay, I think that should be it. There's one over there. Oh, run away.
Okay, good.
Okay, I believe that's it now.
Yeah, so if you're worried about any type of weird juices, sucking sounds, that part's over. You can come back now, because now there will be hot dogs and cotton candy.
Yeah! We love ourselves hot dogs. We can contact the fashion man Carlos to let us know the power's on.
Yes. And one fun thing about this Resident Evil in particular is, again, for those who are interested in learning some of the tech, is the in-game timer does not move when Jill is on her radio in those in-game cutscenes. So you can actually move forward and gain yourself position without the clock moving.
It's really useful for when you're walking towards your next objective as well, because when you either skip the radio or the radio talk dialogue ends, you can immediately start the next objective.
And that was a great dodge there of that big punch from Nemesis.
Nemesis tried to do a falcon punch, but we don't want that.
No, he hurts a lot.
I'll get a first aid spray here, so I can safely have enough meds for the fight. Everything's fine? Oh, no, there he is. Oh, he's charging. Oh, no. No, what are you doing?
Yeah. Nemesis can try to stun lock you, just like what he was trying to do there. In this opening area, he does do a lot of jumping around to try to get new positioning on you, or he uses, which will come up in an upcoming little cutscene, his tentacles to try to trip you up.
Yeah. Open the door.
And that does happen a lot when you're running, is Jill sometimes doesn't open the door for whatever reason.
But we're delivering hot dogs, we need to open the door.
I know.
So, Farasa, that is the... Oh, no, that needs to be 3. I say Farasar because that's the stations we need to set. It's just my sort of little way of remembering which ones they are.
Yes. How I remember it is I'm like alphabetical order 232.
Yeah. That is very true. And now we're gonna see this enemy. A zombie with a mutated head.
I call them hat zombies because it looks like they're wearing a hat.
Pretty much. They actually do look like they're wearing some kind of aliens hat to go to the aliens premiere or something. Oh, I didn't dodge that. Health's a bit dangerously low, so I will heal myself so I can get to the objectives safely.
Well done.
Are there any messages to read out in the meantime?
So, oh, hold on a second. There we go. Forgot to unmute. So currently, nothing new to come in. However, if you would like to make a contribution and help save the world from poor fashion choices at the hands of Nemesis and the Umbrella Corporation, !donate is the command. This is a phenomenal run. Honestly, I only played the original. I haven't played the remake, so I am just enjoying this.
And happy to teach you, PJ, anytime.
I keep that in mind.
Welcome.
I'll do a safe strat here to keep Nemesis stunned. Wait long enough for him to get into the line of electric shock.
Yes. They tell you about the power of those generators in a little note down the street as we were walking towards the power factory. But because we played this game a few times, we know that if you smack those little generators, it'll create a little stun lock for Nemesis or any zombies that are nearby, and you can just walk on through. If you get hurt, you only get stunned for about half the time that Nemesis will.
It is very useful, especially with one of the Carlos sections later on in the hospital. I find it really useful to take care of the zombies. Now there's actually a part of the run here that has killed many of my runs. The first of the fish creatures, as I like to call them.
Yes, this has killed many of my run as well. And
Yeah.
the reason for it.
Oh, sorry, you're saying?
I'll say the reason for killing the runs here is because Capcom loves their one-hit KO mechanics, and these little fish monsters have that.
Yeah, it's like that, see?
They have
No worries.
They have a little bit of an inconsistent, in my opinion, little tell as to when you're supposed to dodge their bite attack. You can
It is
either
inconsistent, yeah.
you can either do a count of a step, open mouth, and then go. Or what I do, which is slightly more consistent, I just bull rush into them, I count to 2, and then I jump, and then I have them push me forward with a damage boost. Both are pretty effective. The reason why this part of the run is also very hard, not because of what they are trying to stop Veyron from having us a good time here, is that they were originally intended to be killed with the grenade launcher.
And we're not allowed to use that.
No.
So third time's the charm.
Yep.
No, never mind. Pardon me.
That's okay. On average, I get eaten about 3 to 5 times whenever I do long sets of runs. So, for those who are worried, in the chat,
This is normal.
here, Veyron's got this. We'll type them up in the chat.
Avoid the fish. Not that time, but we will avoid the fish. And I do not fancy fish and chips for dinner tonight anymore.
So, with that hot dogger, you could cook the fish.
That is very true. If you were like a hot dogger, call right now on 1-800,
Yes.
etc.
It slices, it dices, it functions as your home away from home kitchen.
That's 5! Admittedly, Jill's probably going to be very fed up of being eaten by fish.
I think she would. The other thing that's kind of nice about Resident Evil 3 Remake over the original is that it introduces checkpoints.
Oh yeah, it is very useful too. Oh, I almost got it then.
As long as you're not playing on Inferno difficulty, which is the highest difficulty in the game, you can walk around the whole game and not necessarily have to worry about where you respawn. On Inferno, you have to use what are called ink ribbons, or in the lore of Resident Evil, they work typewriters. And typewriters are what you use to save.
Good old classic mechanics.
Absolutely.
Yes, I got it!
There we go.
Hey, let's go.
So,
And it was just that first one. The rest are easy to avoid.
yes. It sounds easy in principle, just dodge the bite, but as you can see, that tactic is way harder to do in practice than it sounds. So, GG's on being able to toughen through a tough part, because that part will frustrate many runners.
It's killed many of my runs. And that one is the easy one, you can just walk past it. And it really is just that first one. Literally the rest are fine. But it has installed a lifelong hatred of these creatures for me.
Mm-hmm.
We go up these stairs. I think it's slightly faster to dash, so that's why I'm doing that.
Yes. Jill will dodge up to 3 times before getting what I'll call tired.
Yeah, that's pretty true, yeah.
On the third dash, she does move the furthest, but she stops complete momentum after the third dodge. So a lot of times what Veyron and I will do is we'll just do 2 dashes to move forward very, very quickly, and then move as if you didn't stop any of your momentum. The third one is only useful when you're going to run into a cutscene trigger, because then it doesn't matter.
Like so. We can talk to the fashion man, Carlos.
Yes, and dodging will also help you get up the stairs faster too. You don't always have to rely upon stair skating, so if that's a little harder for you, you can just dodge up the stairs.
And Nemesis can have weapons now, which is a bit annoying, but there you are.
Correct. This is a big deal in the Resident Evil universe, because this is the first time any of your adversaries in these games have something that they can shoot you with.
And get to the boards.
Very nice.
Get the hot dogger ready, because we're about to soon have a boss fight.
We affectionately call him Nemi 1, because it is the first of many fights against him.
Yeah. We'll have a total of 4 Nemi fights. The first one, not the hardest, but I find it to be the most annoying, because I tend to find that how well you do in the first Nemi fight, at least in my experience, it can either make or break the run, other than that fish. I don't know why. I think it just might be a me thing.
No, I don't think that's wrong. While you're fighting Nemi, I'll be able to allude to a bunch of those things.
Yep. And to be
Go on
safe,
ahead and focus.
Yep. Traditionally, they tend to get injured, so I believe the attack will be stronger, but I don't know, so that was an accident. I have to be safe and avoid the fire.
Correct. Nemi 1 is you fight him on top of this giant building, and he's equipped with a flamethrower.
The double attack. Oops. Bit of fire.
Now Nemi has a few different attacks that we gotta watch out for. One is that swipe. One is a direct flame burst at your face.
Oops, I accidentally doubled with the fire. Hit by fire again.
Another is hitting the ground. And part of the reason why, and that fourth attack where he rains from the sky, can be a killer, because if you get touched by fire,
and I need a heal.
you not only do you get damaged, but you are not allowed to dodge. So you get checkmated sometimes very, very quickly by Nemesis because of the fact that you are slightly on fire, or you roll into fire.
Okay, that's attack destroyed. Hit the head to weaken him.
Anyone has two phases, surprisingly. One with his little gas tank and one without. Got that beautiful slam.
I'll just quickly go over here to heal. There's another herb.
And there are a couple safety heals in this arena, should you not come here with anything. You have a green herb, a red herb, and another green herb.
That's him down, so I've got that herb just so I can have it just to be safe.
And
That's Nemi
GG's
1.
on that.
The benefits of the hot dogger.
Yes, so again, that hot dogger, when you get a critical on a knife attack, it will light your enemy on fire and provide a dot or a damage over time, which can help speed up the fight.
Get the rest of that. Get onto the ladder. Time to go visit Kendo.
And for those who don't know who Kendo is a lovely person from the Resident Evil 2 game who owns a gun shop and is one of Jill's friends.
There's a herb in there as well. I'll pick it up. Dash in there. And that was Kendo.
And part of the reason why we need to go say hello to Kendo is because we need that key, otherwise we can't move forward.
This one. I was going the wrong direction, but it's this. There's a red herb that I can pick up. I will do so. Avoid him.
There's the hat zombie again.
Yep. A bit like a Conehead one from Plants vs. Zombies, but a lot scarier. And I just got stabbed.
Yes, those hat zombies have two attacks. They have the tentacle stabbing, and they also will try to put their hat on your head.
If you do get a new hat, the animation is a bit slower than the regular zombies, so I especially don't want to get attacked by them. And the rocket launcher, the thing is, I find that when the first rocket launcher strike hits, that's when it's time to start dashing. Like that.
Yes.
Pick
This
up
area here, and you're gonna get a beautiful safety first aid spray. I love it.
Very useful. Why not? Why not a dodge?
Yes, especially because not only is this marathon run, we want to make sure that Jill stays alive, but there are gonna be other areas where Nemi's gonna try to want to stop us, and we'll want to make sure we have a full health available, or one of those first aid sprays, ready to go.
And if you've ever watched Indiana Jones and you're familiar with the boulder scene, we're about to have something similar, except it's a giant head from, I believe, the donut shop or the toy shop. No, the donut shop's there. It's the toy shop. There you go.
Yes, it's the toy store.
Yes.
And that is an instant death.
Oh, yeah. My own judgment has caused me to walk far too early and subsequently get squashed.
Yes, that is something to be careful of. I have also gotten squished many a time too. And beautiful, Nemi did not appear right there as you're going through that door, because if he does, which is rare, but if he does, he sets up a one-hit KO attack right there.
And can we get in front of him? No, he can't. Yeah, it's like not the hitbox as such, but it's basically impossible to get in front of Carlos here.
Correct. The only way to speed this up would be to go into the New Game Plus category, and if you throw a rocket at him, he stops talking, and then he moves on with his animation.
I love to imagine that in the New Game Plus, it's just like, I was talking fine. I understand. You want to hit me with grenades, we'll move on.
What's a little rocket love between friends? Seeing that we're friends, we're about to go on a love train together.
Oh yeah, but we're not going to be on it for long, because it's time for the fashion man himself, Carlos.
So what just happened there, from a cutscene perspective, is Jill went out into the train, and we got separated from Carlos. Carlos made his way to the Raccoon Police Department, where he finds waiting outside the zombified version of Brad, who we saw earlier.
But we'll leave him. It's actually faster to leave him than to kill him. I believe the fastest method is to... I don't think I did it correctly, but I think it's to give him a few attacks with the standard knife, get bitten, and I think that triggers Tyrell's dialogue slightly faster. I might be completely wrong with this, but that's just what seems to happen when I've been playing.
That's okay. I usually leave Brad alone, just because I'm like, you've already been through enough, my friend.
Fair enough, yeah. So while we are here, feel free to interrupt us with messages, but we will talk about this in the meantime.
Yeah, so no messages. I do want to read a short blurb regarding who we're raising money for, QMUNITY. QMUNITY's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives through support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully, free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, QMUNITY is able to ensure that no one in British Columbia gets left behind. And especially in these trying times during Pride Month, let's send a little love to the folks up north.
Absolutely.
A dodge there to get rid of that zombie.
And unlike these zombies who are not showing any pride, I'd also want to say Happy Pride Month, everybody. Greatest way to be able to... One of the greatest ways to celebrate it is to help save Raccoon City.
Precisely. I want to kill some of the zombies here. We can do a Falcon Punch for that. Killing some of these zombies will make the path a lot smoother later on, instead of having to Falcon Punch our way out of everything, as I like to call it.
That's correct. That
Carlos
is
smash when.
Yes.
Sorry.
Unlike Jill, where Jill's perfect dodge is a little somersault, as you're used to seeing, Carlos's perfect dodge is a fist to the face. You actually want to dodge into enemies with Carlos, because then you get the advantage of the knockback and the damage. And you want to dodge away from enemies as Jill, because you are functionally defenseless in case you miss.
And the liquor, which everyone's favorite enemy from Resident Evil 2. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about the liquor, because we'll never interact with him again after this session. Although we will get bitten, apparently. But fortunately...
Love bite.
Yes, very true. Fortunately, it was a love bite, so he's not going to be a zombie. But the liquor wanted to say hi again. But we're not interested, because the liquor's being very mean.
Well done.
Pick up a herb for safety. Time to blow up the bathroom wall.
And no, that is not a reference to actually using the restroom. You're welcome.
No comment.
Nope.
My dodging was a bit late. Any slight grayness or darkness is because I'm on critical health, but I am very near the end. Just want to check how much herbs I've got. And for safety, I will pick up this first aid spray and the red herb. And that's Carlos's first section done.
Well done. Very nice.
Back to Jill, where Thomas the Tank Engine didn't survive.
Oh. Jill was
I'm sorry.
fortunately the only one who made it out of Thomas the Tank here.
Normally, with this, the dialogue, you're meant to go to the door, but I'm going to pick up this first aid spray so I can have enough tools. There is a strategy later on. For safety, it's common to take some intentional deaths here. I might actually do that so I can be more consistent with it, because I believe it's the intentional deaths. They cause Nemesis to be slightly weaker.
That is correct. Veyron is alluding to the games shared in most Resident Evils now called DA, or difficulty adjustment. It is a live running in the background of the game, trying to intentionally make things harder or easier for you based upon how you are playing. If you die, you lower the DA, which means your damage will do more on the enemies. Increasing the DA is around making sure that you don't take damage, consistently kill a lot of enemies, and carry a lot of items. So the fastest way to be able to kill some of these bosses in a really, really fast time is to unfortunately put Jill through the ringer.
Yep. I think 3 should be enough, so I'll carry on with this. Hello, cat. Oh. Hello.
And again, this is the best part of Resident Evil speedruns, is cats are allowed.
Yep. There's the double attack again. It can last for as many times as you can, but I will just do double or maybe triple so I can stay close and continue attacking.
Yes.
Like that.
This is the clock tower fight, or what we call Mem 2. He's gotten a couple new attacks because, as you can tell, he looks like a kitty now. He will slash you. He will do what I call the zoomies in this next phase of fight, where he will actually run. He will zoom around the arena like a kitty, and you have to wait for the zoomies to be done.
I'll pick up some of the healing items while he's zooming around.
Yes.
But I do want to have enough space for some items later on, so yep, I think that'll be plenty of space.
Awesome.
Any inventory opening now will just be to heal, and he's going to the top.
Yes. This is the big kitty scratcher that he goes to the top of, and he wants to do a little bit of a kitty belly flop on you, which could hurt you a lot, but because we can see it coming, we can easily dodge out of the way.
He's practicing for the diving Olympics.
And like most enemies in the Resident Evil lore, the head is the weak spot, so that's another reason why we can make this fight go a little bit faster, is as long as we end up punching with our hot dogger, of course, the enemy's head, he will take the most amount of damage.
There he goes again. My apologies. And we will wait for him to stop running around. With the grenade launcher, it has like a laser pointer, so if you put it in front, it'll actually look like he's chasing the laser pointer.
Yes. Again, cat-friendly games. The Resident Evil lore is totally welcoming for anybody and everybody.
Oops, he's over there.
Nemi does try to flank and move around you while you're trying to hit him. He doesn't stay still, kind of like a cat. So what we have to constantly do is keep moving the camera and moving Jill to try to stay in front. Well done.
And there we go. Yeah. In the next cutscene, Jill gets infected by the villain Nikolai. And Carlos manages to take her to the hospital, where we will need to find a vaccine sample.
Correct. This might be a little bit familiar for folks like DJ who have played the original, except that this is a longer segment in the hospital than in the original.
I want to kill this one zombie so I can make the escape quicker. I think that should be it. That one's fine. He'll stay inside. That zombie I killed, it will always spawn outside and always attack me when I'm returning with the vaccine sample. So that's why I killed it, so I don't have to worry about it. We need this tape player because Nathaniel Bard's office opens with his voice. And there's a tape we have to find which has a recording of it.
If you haven't played a Resident Evil game, Resident Evil puzzles usually involve some of the weirdest items, and it wouldn't be 1990s if we didn't have an old school cassette player.
Very true. There's two paths to get to the key down here. I tend to go for the second path, because I believe the animation of getting back up after the falling, one is faster than two animations. That's why I tend to go for the second one. Get that key. The key so we can get to the locker room, so we can get an ID card, so we can open the office that gets the tape player.
Which is obviously the straightest path to be able to save the world, obviously, is going to point A to point J to back to point A.
Absolutely. Like step 1, step 2, step 3 to finish step 2, step 4 to finish step 3, and then finally step 5.
For those who are not fans of jump scares, I would say look away for maybe like the next minute.
Yeah. And don't worry, it's just jam. They were making jams and it spilled.
Part of the reason why I said look away is because of that zombie that falls out of the locker and these hunters.
Yeah.
Some of the most, I would say, nefarious enemies. One of the things that's actually really fun to do is when you see a hunter is you point the camera at the sky. when you point the camera at the sky, you actually mess with the hunter's AI logic of targeting you. So if you watch any of the advanced Resident Evil speedruns, you'll see them point the camera up at the sky.
Falcon Punch.
It's not necessarily required to be able to do it in a speedrun setting, but it does help on the higher difficulty levels to be able to make sure that you don't get hit while going through some of these more, I'll call hunter-invested rooms.
Now that we
Well
have
done.
tape, time to go back to Nathaniel Bard's office. In the base game, if you constantly try to open the door without the tape, Carlos will eventually start saying "Open Sesame" and "Hello, I am Nathaniel Bard."
It's nice that the developers put in something, a cute little Easter egg like that in there for you.
And he's trying. He's trying to open the door. Bard is dead though. But we have his computer open so we can check where the vaccine sample is.
And for those who looked away and didn't like any jump scares or extra violence, you can look back now.
We have a vaccine sample. Now it's time to get back to Jill. You won't be dealing with that hunter, although I will Falcon Punch him because it's awesome.
Yes, it is. It feels so satisfying when you're running this game to be able to execute the punch. Beyond like any feeling that you could get playing this game. It's very satisfying when you punch it.
It really is. Especially when you're in Inferno, punching feels really awesome and satisfying. Okay. Now I will get rid of some items that I don't need so I can pick up some more healing items. Don't need those things, so we can pick up that first aid spray. And here we have the siege of the zombies. Pick up a detonator so to blow up all the zombies later, but for now it's going to be a bunch of this falcon punching and slicing and dicing and making hot dogs out of the zombies.
Yes, this can be our little carnival of fun, or the fun house of horrors here.
Yeah, that is the perfect way of saying it. Like, you either have a fun time with this during a run, or you're just waiting for it to be over.
Yes, this is the functional equivalent of what you've seen in earlier runs today in Speedromizer of an auto-scroller, because this is a timed event.
So I suppose feel free to interrupt with any messages at any point. In the meantime, Amalgamane and I will just have jokes about this. Like the Matrix slow motion time.
Yes, that's another hallmark again of the perfect dodge, or in Carlos's case, the perfect punch. A little Hawaiian punch for those who remember the classic infomercial of the 90s.
Speaking of like 90s jokes and stuff, does Jill actually ever eat a sandwich? Because I know that's been a joke for decades now, the Jill sandwich, but I don't think she's ever actually eaten one.
Not at least in any of the main canon games, and for those who don't know what we're referencing, in the very first original Resident Evil 1 game, which was a little bit more campy type of horror, not necessarily a little bit more serious horror like what we're seeing here, Jill survives a potentially, literally panini press of a trap room, and is commented on she was almost a Jill sandwich.
Oh, here we go. The power's just gone out, so now we can find the breaker in this room. I'll hit him 3 times before we start. Put the power back on. This is going to be a hat zombie, so I will do 5 hits. I think that was right. Generally, it'll be like only 3 hits for a zombie, but the hat zombie requires 5 hits to kill.
Yes, those hats are bulletproof effectively, or in our case, almost knife-proof.
They're not hot dog proof.
No. They throw all the hot dogs at them and they don't like them.
That should be 3. There's another one.
There's a few different techniques that you can use to survive the siege. Because it is a timed event, you can either do what Veyron's doing and going around and kill every single zombie that comes in to make your life a little easier. Another technique that many people do is they intentionally let 4 zombies come in and stick around, because the game in the background only has a maximum limit of the number of zombies it can put in the siege with you. So if you prefer to be able to play what we'll call a little hula hoop dance with all of the zombies in here,
we
you
got a new
can
hat.
play it.
We don't want.
And that's what it looks like when they try to put their hat on your head.
Gonna heal to be safe. Aim for their head, yeah. If you've seen Shaun of the Dead, another zombie movie, they always go to either remove their head or destroy the brain, which is basically what he's saying.
Exactly.
There's a lot of zombie movie tropes you find in the Resident Evil games.
And
There's another one of those
still,
hunters. The hunter has the hunter does have a 1-hit attack, which has surprised me by killing my run a few times, so I'm being extremely careful. Please, can I come back? Electricity. I would love you at electricity. Yes! That'll stop the hunter enough. There we go! Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. There's often a 1-hit KO with that hunter. Now we can place the detonator.
If you die during that siege, you have to do it all over again.
So I'm really thankful that I managed to survive. Now we can get rid of these. This necessarily doesn't matter if you kill them or not. We just need to make sure they don't get into the room.
Correct.
Because we would like that room to stay where it is.
This whole time during this siege, we have been protecting Jill from the zombies who apparently, when we give her the vaccine, has some sort of homing beacon put into her because all the zombies just want to come and give her a hug.
Now we pick up a handgun. This handgun will be useful for the very final Nemi fight, where we unfortunately don't actually use the hot dogger. Very unfortunate, but it's the only time in the whole run we'll actually use a handgun.
Yes. It's one of the things that many of the Resident Evil knife-only runners don't like, is when Capcom puts a boss in the game that you cannot kill, or a part in the run that you can't do with the knife. And unfortunately, our final fight, we need some sort of projectile gun to be able to do damage.
I think this truck looks very familiar, personally. I don't know if it's just me or not, but this whole elevator thing reminds me of the classic series, the classic one. Because I believe there's a scene which is very similar. I haven't played it yet, but I do believe it's very similar. Again, it might just be a me thing, but I don't know. Oops, accidentally went too far.
And every hospital has has these elevators. Next time, if you ever go visit a loved one in the hospital, ask to go see their underground storage area full of zombies.
Perfect for the whole family.
Yes, and it's free. No tickets required.
Gotta get some fuses. That's why I was not getting as many healing items with Jill, so I can have enough room in my inventory to get all 3 fuses.
And in this area, that we start to get some new enemies start to appear that we have to be not necessarily too worried about, but they are called affectionately pale heads, or the unfortunately labeled, or fortunately labeled if you are a lover of music, white zombies. And the reason why we call them that is because they're literally all white.
And I will also not kill any of them throughout this whole thing because they take so long to kill, and you don't even need to anyway.
Yes. The other bad part about the pale heads, which you won't have to worry about, but our audience may appreciate, is they have healing. So if you hit them, they will actually heal, and you need to out-damage their healing in order to take them down. They also move faster than a traditional zombie, about 1.5 to 2 times. Not mathematically determined, that is just my eyeballing, so you have to be really on the watch out for them.
The next fuse is just there. Right, one last fuse. Oh, it's my favorite creature, the fish one. How nice.
Yep, a little bit more fish and chips, but don't worry. As long as you start the climbing animation, the fish monster won't get you.
We
So
love ladders in this
what
game.
you're saying is you just have to be really efficient.
Oh, yes! Hey! Well done.
Nice one. Oh.
That one that was just punched off by Veyron was the pale head. Again, brighter, whiter, and they're full of lovely, lovely regenerative goodness.
And it has no eyes, so I'm surprised it can't see where you're going.
Are you saying all of the pale heads are named John Cena? Well, yep, I went there.
Nice. If there's 2 in the same room, one's called Donna and the other one's called Cena.
Yep, absolutely. Which actually will be coming up in the run.
Yeah. We'll actually have 2 in the same room. Nikolai has escaped. But thanks to Tyrell, we know that he's this direction. But unfortunately, we won't be able to see Tyrell for the rest of the run after this segment.
Yes, Tyrell is one of Carlos's friends who has stayed with us. But as you're, fortunately or unfortunately, depending upon your point of view in the world, you're not going to see him, unfortunately.
Alright. Now, we are in the lab.
What's a Resident Evil game without a lab?
Very true. Even Resident Evil 7 has a lab in it.
It does.
And Resident Evil 7's in a farmhouse.
There's usually 3 things you can count on in a Resident Evil game. 1 is a self-destruct type of sequence.
Oh yeah.
2 is a lab. And 3 is one-hit KO mechanics to deal with.
And if you really want to push it, 4 for unrealistic dialogue sometimes.
Because a thumbstick will get you into high security areas.
Logic. We love that here. There's the pale heads. Run away. We're gonna need to find some supplies to make a vaccine. So the first of 2 is down here. Power up the door.
And as an audience note, keep in mind what Veyron is doing, because this will come back later in the game.
Oh yeah.
Not to try to put any spoilers out there, but just remember that little thing that was just done.
I'll get the hot dog around, because there's a few enemies in a bit. And yes, that is it's a semi-precise way of opening the door a bit faster. It doesn't really help, I just thought it would be funny to show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the first of the supplies is just in there, where we're greeted by a lot of zombies, and a pale head, and several of hat zombies.
Yes. You can call this room the mosh pit because there's a ton of people who are really banging around in there.
And you reckon Jill listens to Rob Zombie?
Yes. Very good.
Practice a bit of stabbing just so I can deal with these hunters. Which hunters? These ones.
Yes, they can knock you down on your feet, but it's okay. We have the power of hot dogs on our side, or any other fancy sausage type of flavor that you like.
I have the power of hot dogs and anime on my side.
That's right. And see, like, that's another technique that you can use with the perfect dodge, is while you're getting out of that dodge animation, if you need to use the menu or the inventory system, because you are at that matrix speed level, you can go into your menu and heal while you are dodging. It can be a lifesaver.
At the staircase. Avoiding the pale head. Hug the wall for a bit, apparently. And there we are.
Gotta love a good little robot arm and animation. That does appear in many Resident Evil games.
Maybe Umbrella just uses the same company to make their robot arms.
Let me know if we have time for a quick donation.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have a $3.27. We have a $3.27 donation from Two Worlds. No comment, but that puts us at $667.67. Say it with me, chat. 6-7.
6-7.
Thank you for that donation, Two Worlds.
That was awesome of you, by the way.
Alright. So while we are escaping here, we gotta hold the joystick forward. And then we will have...
Nemi wants to pull us into the fire pit with him, and Jill's like, no, I'm not going in there.
I just want someone to have fun with. No. Now, down there, we will have the Nemi 3 fight.
Correct. Where we get to relearn what we did correctly in Nemi 2, but with a couple little additions.
This is where all of those healing items will really help.
Yes, and in the rare event that we need one more, they did stash a first aid spray right near tank number 7.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Well done.
That wasn't, but never mind.
That happens to me a lot too, though.
Yeah.
Love that burning hot dog smell there.
It smells like a barbecue.
Yes. It is summer after all, so we gotta get the barbecues out.
There's Carlos.
welcome to phase 2 of the Nemi 3 fight.
Get a few more attacks in before he runs off.
Nemi gets his zoomies back on.
There are some zombies that'll come. It's not necessary to kill them, but I will just to be safe because they have messed it up before. Tank 8, which is that one.
Yes, unassisted, they give you just enough time to deal with the zombies that are spawned in before Nemi does a big cat dive off of the tank. On harder difficulties, what you can do is you can actually guide the zombies to stand right next to you as Nemi is falling from the sky, and his little belly flop will take out the zombies for you. It's a little riskier because you have to keep the camera moving a lot, but for the most part, once you keep an eye, once you know where and how the zombies move, it's fairly easy to keep a track of all of the enemies in this fight.
I'll always spawn in from one of the doors. Where is he going to? So 8 again. Keep that in mind, and get bitten again. I think I'll just leave him. Because I think Nemi might take care of the zombie for me. Unfortunately, I dodged a bit too early there, so that's what happened. I'll take care of you then.
Yes, and you can also have Nemi help you, even if he doesn't belly flop on the zombies. You can actually have the zombies in between you and Nemi will slash the zombies out of the way. Looks like
And there he
gotta
goes
get
again.
that zoomies on.
Where are those? One, so he's just there. I'll leave the other zombie there. Because I think I'm about to go now. Yes. Get out of the way. Slice and dice.
Very nice.
Oh, hi, zombie. Let's quickly heal.
Good job. Yep.
I didn't need to dodge, but instinct. Okay, so while he's going there, take care of these zombies. So apparently he's going on the right. There we go.
He's on the right. Good job. Should be almost done.
I think there's a few more dodges now.
Yep, we'll know when Nemi is done, when Nemi will just fall on over.
Like that.
Yep, and just take a nap. Like a kitten. When they run out of energy, they just fall on the ground.
I'll get the burst handgun out so I can get ready for Nemi 4, which is immediately after Nemi 3.
Yes. And unfortunately, this is what we alluded to before, where you can't actually hit Nemi with the hot dog, but you can use an electric kebab.
Oh yeah. This is the hotter dog.
Yes.
And we have to use the handgun to shoot these. Get his arms in the way.
Nemi really doesn't like you now, and he will try to either swipe at you, punch you, or slam you from above. If you get rid of those little pustules, you make an enemy go to sleep for a little bit. And we reuse that same tactic that we saw before in activating the door.
You've got to power up the hotter dog. I'll dash towards it so I can get there slightly faster.
Yes. Beautiful.
Let me know if I can
Unassisted,
interject.
you can actually get all three.
What do you say, yes, DJ?
I was gonna say, let me know if I can interject real quick.
Go ahead.
So we have a $6.70, 6-7 donation from Hobtor that just says 6-7. And that brings us to $674.37. There's a train going on, a 6-7 train, a $6.70 donation train going on. If you want to jump on that, !donate.
Beautiful. Again, thank you for all the donations. It's going to a great cause.
As we approach the end of the run, I just want to say a very special thanks to Amalgamane. Very big help, and very thanks for the tips.
No problem. We were very active during this whole 90-day period of sharing tips, tricks, and little videos of progress, and I'm very proud to see how far you've come in 90 days. Keep up the good work.
The time will come when the gunshot is heard, so I'll call time for when that happens. And time. How's that?
Beautiful.
Hey,
Beautiful.
GG.
GG's.
All right, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on the replay to get your final time.
Okay.
1:10:17.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that was Resident Evil 3.
And that's how you escape Raccoon City with just a knife.
And now, I think I might head off and prepare my hot dog for dinner.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Anything to say before we go?
Again, it was a blast, and I look forward to you helping host and comment on my run later this event.
Yes. I should probably also mention, I can be found at Discord and YouTube. I'll actually be running Forza later on during week 2 of the event, so stick around for that. And yeah, I think that's it. So, see ya.
Fantastic run from you, Veyron. Amalgamane, thank you for submitting this. This was fun. This is phenomenal. We are going to throw it over to a. We're going to throw it over to a quick intermission. So all I gotta say is 6-7
Hot dogs.
hot dogs. 6-7 hot dogs.